This is Real Talk, Real Faith inside Soulful Sister Sanctuary. I am your host, Zaria Grace. This space is for grown women who love God, carry a lot on their shoulders, and are ready to live lighter. Here, we talk about why we feel the way we do and how to move with peace, clarity, and faith that feels steady. We're going to keep it real, we drop the mask, and we lay it down so that God can pick it up. Take what fits, leave what doesn't, but don't ignore what hits. Now let's begin. I almost didn't record this episode, and it wasn't because I didn't have anything to say. It was because imposter syndrome showed up. After I recorded a few episodes, I had this wave of thought that just hit me out of nowhere. And it sounded like, girl, you're repeating yourself. Are you actually saying anything new? Like, who do you think you are? Why would anyone want to listen to you? And what I found interesting was those thoughts didn't show up before I started. No, they showed up afterwards. After I put my voice out there, after I made myself visible, after I committed publicly. That is when the voice got louder. And that told me something important. Imposter syndrome is not a confidence problem. It's an expansion problem. It shows up when your visibility grows faster than your identity has caught up to. So it's when your environment shifts, but your nervous system has not updated yet. You can know you are capable and know you are called, and you can know that you've even done the work, but it can still feel like you just snuck in. And if you're building something, leading something, creating something, speaking up more, charging more, stepping into bigger rooms, this will happen. And it's not because you are a fraud. It is because you're stretching. And stretching doesn't feel graceful. It feels very exposed. I want to actually walk you through what's actually happening when imposter syndrome hits. Because once you know the pattern, it loses its power. So here's how it works. First, you expand. You take the risk. You launch the thing. You apply for the position. You step into bigger rooms. You speak up at the first meeting. And immediately after that expansion, your body starts to contract. Your nervous system sounds the alarm because you are in unfamiliar territory. Your brain's job is to scan for threats. It does not care about your calling. It cares about safety. And instead of labeling the feeling as, oh, this is new, it labels it as, I don't belong. I'm going to be found out. I just got lucky. They really made a mistake. And that's the voice of imposter syndrome. It doesn't mean that you are incapable. It means you are integrating. Your identity is built on past evidence. Your growth requires you to operate from a future identity. There's always a lag between who you have been and who you are becoming. And that lag feels like fraud, but it is not fraud. It's just adjustment. Every time you level up, there's a moment when your nervous system says, yeah, this ain't normal yet. And we mistake unfamiliar for unworthy. And that's a lie. And here's the part that we don't talk about enough. The real danger is not imposter syndrome. The real danger is when we shrink to avoid that feeling. Because the voice that shows up and says, who do you think you are? You're not ready. You're going to be exposed. You have two options. So first, you can just stay quiet. You don't launch, you don't post, you don't speak, and the anxiety will go away. But so does your growth. Or Option 2, you feel the discomfort and you move anyway. Not recklessly, not arrogantly, but very deliberately. What I've noticed in myself and the women that I sit with is imposter syndrome gets loud right before the new identity stabilizes, right before your nervous system catches up to your calling. If you back away in that moment, your brain gathers evidence that the fear was right. But if you move forward, even messy, even unsure, shaking in your heels, your nervous system will gather new data. And the data says, I can handle this room. I can survive being seen. I can speak or do without falling apart. Confidence is not a personality trait. It's accumulated evidence. And the only way that you build that evidence is by doing a thing while you're feeling uncomfortable. Now, I get it. When imposter hits, it hijacks your whole higher faculties. Your imagination will turn against you. So instead of picturing impact, you picture embarrassment. You picture people judging me. You picture someone thinking, oh, she don't know what she's doing. Your intuition goes quiet. And you stop trusting your preparation. You second guess all the things that you already know. Your perception narrows. Every look can feel like judgment. Every silence feels like disapproval. Your will weakens. You hesitate. You stall. You over-edit. You almost, like me, not hit record. I sat here and thought, maybe this is repetitive. Maybe I'm not saying anything new. Maybe they already know this. Maybe people are getting tired of hearing from me already. Nothing changed about my ability. My nervous system was just dysregulated. My body was stressed. And when your body is tense, your thinking gets small. So here's the reset that I use. First, regulate. Before I recorded this, I literally stopped. So I took a few deep breaths and I dropped my shoulders. I put my feet flat on the floor and I released every muscle in my body that was tight, because you cannot think clearly when your body is tight and stressed. So I sat there for a few minutes until my body softened. The next thing I did was I named the stretch. Okay, what is actually new here? More visibility, more responsibility, more consistency, maybe more people listening. Call it expansion, not fraud. This is not, I don't belong. This is, I haven't normalized this level yet. And that's okay. The third thing I did was I just took one action before I felt ready. Record it, send it, say it, post it, lead it. I didn't wait till I fully felt confident to record this. I regulated, I named a stretch, and then I pressed record anyway. When you act before you're ready, you gather evidence, and the evidence will build your self-trust. And then the self-trust stabilizes your identity. And when your identity stabilizes, imposter syndrome gets quieter. Not because your fear disappeared, because you outgrew the version of you that believed it. Something else I've realized, imposter syndrome, it doesn't disappear just because you become more successful. It disappears because your identity will catch up. Identity doesn't update through affirmations. It updates through repetition. Every time you speak, even while you're uncomfortable, every time you raise your hand in that meeting, every time you publish before it feels perfect, every time you charge the higher rate, you're expanding your self-concept. You're teaching your nervous system, this is who we are now. This is what we doing. I'm okay. It's okay. I'm okay. And eventually, what once feels like exposure now just feels normal. And that's the part that people don't see. The confident woman you admire, oh, she didn't just eliminate fear. She normalized visibility. She repeated action until fear stopped meaning danger. And if you're feeling imposter right now, it probably means that you are in the normalization window, not fraud, normalization. And that is a very different story. I'm not trying to become someone who just never feels doubt. It's probably impossible anyway. But I am trying to become someone who doesn't play it small because of it. And for me, that also means trusting that if God called me into something, He's not surprised by the stretch. He's not shocked by my nerves. He's not waiting for me to be ready. You see, growth requires visibility. And faith sometimes looks like showing up before you even really feel confident. You're not being reckless, just obedient. So, my sister, if you're building something, be it a business, a career, a voice, a reputation, you're going to feel this. The voice that says, who do you think you are? But remember, the goal isn't to silence it. The goal is to answer it calmly, not with ego, not with defensiveness, but with clarity. Who am I to just hold back because I'm uncomfortable? Who am I to shrink when I know I'm growing? Not because I'm fearless, but because growth requires visibility, and I'm willing to be seen while I grow. Not polished, not perfectly put together, still figuring it out, still stretching, still a little nervous sometimes. Maybe my voice will shake, or it's a little messy, or I skip over a word. But I'm not waiting until I feel finished to show up. And if you are in that stretch right now, the space between who you were and who you are becoming, nothing has gone wrong. Your identity is catching up to your expansion. Remember, imposter syndrome doesn't mean that you're a fraud. It means that you're early. You're early in the new room. You're early in the new level. You're early in the version of yourself that you're still learning to carry. So the goal isn't to eliminate the doubt. The goal is to stop retreating because of it. So show up. Do the work. Let your nervous system catch up to the life that you're building. Eventually, what once felt terrifying will soon just feel normal. If this conversation spoke to you today, take a moment to follow the podcast so that you don't miss the next episode. And if someone you love has been carrying too much, share this with them. Sometimes one honest conversation can lift a heavy weight. Now, before you go, unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders in, take one slow, delicious breath in and out. You have carried enough for today. God never asked you to be everything for everyone. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to say no, and you are allowed to be cared for. Strong doesn't mean silence, and burnout is not holy. Let's lay it down so that God can lift it up, and I'll see you inside the sanctuary.